Hey guys, it's Brenda Lee Turner from LeanSecrets.com. Thank you so much for all the wonderful, kind words on Wednesday welcoming me back. On Wednesday, I posted a little poll on my Facebook page and I asked you guys to vote what you wanted to see today, and you guys voted for carbohydrate cycling. Carbohydrate cycling is essentially exactly what it sounds like when you cycle your carbohydrates throughout the week depending on the type of activity that you've done. For example, you would eat a lower amount of carbohydrates on the days where you don't exercise or you're doing just cardiovascular kind of exercise. You would eat a higher amount of carbohydrates on the days where you're doing anaerobic activities such as weightlifting, body weight exercises. Also, I would consider circuit training in a high intensity fashion a day where you would be using glycogen also. So you would also consider that a form of anaerobic exercise. Those days would also merit a moderate to higher carbohydrate consumption. Carbohydrate cycling has been around for many decades. It has mostly been used in the fitness model, bodybuilding, and also athletic type of circles. Carbohydrate cycling has been advocated by Jillian Michaels, Jamie Eason, Chris Powell. Side tangent, Chris Powell has kind of brought carbohydrate cycling a little bit more into the mainstream. I was so excited to see him on Dr. Oz talking about carbohydrate cycling, and he actually specializes in helping those who are morbidly obese or super morbidly obese. Christopher Powell and I have a very similar outlook on carbohydrate cycling in that it's a great tool to break plateaus. You've got that last 10, 15, 20 pounds that are very hard to get rid of. Carbohydrate cycling is a really good tool for that. You don't have to carbohydrate cycle to remain or stay lean all year round. Those of you who want to get that little extra edge, the little extra bit that you may be having trouble getting rid of, carbohydrate cycling is a great tool for that. There are many different ways to carbohydrate cycle, and you can do your own kind of witch's brew of a carbohydrate cycle, which is what I like to do. But a very general, very simple way to look at carbohydrate cycling is this. If you're going to be using the gasoline, then put some gasoline in your tank. So if you're going to be doing anaerobic activity like squats, lunges, pull-ups, push-ups, things of that nature, compound anaerobic body weight or weighted movements, then you consume starchy carbohydrates, healthy carbohydrates. There are three macronutrients. There's fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. We're always going to make sure that we're eating adequate protein. On the low carb days, you have to diminish some carbohydrates, so you're going to have to increase both protein and fat. So don't be afraid to eat some fat on your low carb days. An example of my low carb lunch today, what I ate for lunch is a salad with a tuna steak, and I also added some goat cheese and some avocado with a side of hummus and celery sticks. So the hummus, the avocado, and the goat cheese are pretty moderate in fat content, so they're pretty much just fat. And you can't be afraid to do that on your low carb days. Conversely, on your high carb days, you're gonna make sure that you take away some of the fat content of your meals. So instead of having the salad with avocado and goat cheese, I may instead have replaced the avocado and goat cheese with a side of brown rice. And I would have that on the day where I'm working a large muscle group in an anaerobic fashion. A leg day where I'm doing lunges, squats, deadlifts, leg press. But when I'm just doing high intensity interval training or something like boxing or basically any cardiovascular work where it's moderate but it's not anaerobic, I'm gonna make sure that I keep those carbohydrate days pretty low. If the idea of doing all this and worrying about all this gives you anxiety and you're already thinking, ugh, I'm never ever gonna do that, don't worry about it, don't sweat it. You don't need to carbohydrate cycle. It's just a tool in your toolbox. It's just an option that you can have. It's there if you need it. And no big deal if you don't want to carbohydrate cycle, no big deal at all. And that's why I put it as the last chapter in my book, as a bonus chapter, because really the most important thing to focus on is eating whole natural foods and really listening to your body, getting in tune with what your own body needs. That's very, very important. So get that down first and then worry about carb cycling and all the bells and whistles. This video has been brought to you by LeanSecrets.com. You can click this link right here to get my instant downloadable ebook full of everything you need to know about how to get and stay lean, firm, and toned. grocery shopping list, all types of good stuff. And that's gonna just about do it for today. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Have a beautiful weekend. Kick some butt, get some workouts in. Let me know how you're doing on Twitter and Facebook. And other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.